What do you call a player who can play every single agent in Valorant at the highest level, averaging an ACS of 241 and contributing to 72% of their entire team's kills? Are they the greatest of all time? Are they a multiple champion and masters winner with multiple finals MVPs in their name? How about a player who has never touched an international trophy and was not even ranked in the top 10 of Masters Madrid players? Yet he is constantly overlooked and overshadowed by others who have either touched the sun and ascended into the higher tiers of championship winners, or those who have a flashier playstyle, being able to flick at a millisecond to kill multiple opponents at a moment's notice. Who is this player? Well, his name is Forsaken.
Finding another three. Forsaken!
Somehow, he's just managing to pull off play after play.
In 2022, PaperX established themselves as the frontrunners of Southeast Asia Valorant. Their unconventional playstyles and a knack for handling chaotic rounds proved challenging for opposing teams, and often left commentators speechless. The driving force behind their success was Forsaken, a player with remarkable aim, and the ability to clutch rounds seemingly out of nowhere, leading PaperX to 4th and 2nd place finishes. However, the year concluded on a sour note for PaperX. Opposing teams began to decipher their strategies, and they started viewing PaperX as a serious threat. With more footage available of their tactics and playstyles, countering their unorthodox approach became easier. PaperX despised waiting. Most of their rounds typically ended within the first 30 seconds, or even less. This was more evident in the Copenhagen finals, where FPX simply adapted their strategy accordingly. Rather than engaging in unnecessary aggression against PaperX, they opted to play for picks, most of the time waiting in spawn or waiting for an over-aggression by one of the players, which dismantled PaperX's chaotic approach as a cohesive unit. As a result, PaperX's aggressive tactics were exposed heavily. This carried on to Champions and even Lock-in next year, where Liquid and C9 defeated them with each match being worse than the last, and Forsaken took the brunt of that narrative.
How disappointed were you with PaperX? Do they deserve a B tier still, or what?
Taking and Jing are nasty. Yes, you can full send that team sometimes, but you've got to be able to mix it up. It's the same thing I've been talking about forever with PaperX. Every time they get close to a site, they're just sending it. If they see somebody close to them, they're gonna get two people close, flash and push. Like, it's very, very understandable what's about to happen.
Glass cannon approach has been really exposed at this point, and it is just not a consistent long-term solution for this team. And frankly, I do feel like at this point they need to make changes.
PaperX's start to the 2023 Pacific League didn't fare any better, as they stumbled to a 1-3 record in the first 4 weeks of competitive play. Something needed to change, and something was that change. The addition of something introduced a sense of uncertainty within PaperX, as they now had 3 duelists on their team, with Jing and Forsaken being the other 2. While triple duelist is a concept that has been run before, let's just say it wasn't run well. Jing had previously only played Raze and Reyna, while Forsaken had showcased his skills on Jet, Raze, and Euro at the highest level. So what did PaperX do to fix this problem? They benched their in-game leader. Yes, you read that correctly. While this decision sparked chaos throughout the community, it makes sense because Benkai himself said that he was burnt out from the competitive play and wanted to take a break. The role issues were the main problem though, as many didn't know who was gonna flex off the duelist roles between the 3 of them. But after week 3, it was obvious.
But it is gonna be Forsaken playing the KJ.
Ooh,
okay,
no,
on Sky.
Back out. Okay, that's all said and done. Now, here's the thing, is that I do think Reyna to some extent works well with Harbor, similar to why Sky works well, right?
It's uncommon to witness a Valorant player switching roles and broadening their agent pool throughout their career. This is because those who do often don't achieve the same level of success as they did before. Forsaken switched roles the week after something joined their team. Usually, it takes players an entire off-season to feel comfortable changing roles, yet Forsaken did it so effortlessly. Not only that, instead of declining in aim or fragging ability, he improved, frequently ending rounds with multiple frags and clutch plays. During the Pacific season that followed, PRX dominated, losing only 4 maps on their way to an almost certain victory in the Pacific League. 2 of those losses came against DRX in the grand finals. Despite Forsaken taking a step back in fragging, he remained the most consistent player on their team, maintaining a positive KD in all but one of those matches. PaperX were the heavy favourites in Masters Tokyo, being predicted to be one of the teams to take down a currently dominant Fnatic that had a grudge coming in from losing the EMEA finals. But of course, something went wrong. With their key duelists out of commission, PaperX will knock down a couple rankings despite their initial status, but Forsaken, being the hype flex master, took on the role of duelist on multiple key maps, leading them to a 3rd place finish. You would think that if PaperX being a key player short would win the whole thing in the following Champions event, you would be kinda right. Well, except for the winning part. The main reason why I say Forsaken is the best player that nobody cares about is because of his Grand Finals performance. 0-2. Yes, being a Grand Finalist is a great achievement, but the fact that Forsaken is a relatively poor player during the brightest moments shows why many overlook him despite his amazing aim and agent flexibility. What is the point of being the best when you don't have the international accolades to back your success? Yet despite this, Forsaken is young. He's 20 years old, and usually with age, you gain the ability to adapt and overcome these high pressure moments in the spotlight. I believe that Forsaken will win an international trophy one day. And with him carrying a disjointed PaperX fresh off the loss of Jing to a 3rd place finish in Madrid, I feel like it's bound to happen. And then he will be the best Valorant player and everybody will know it.